Good evening, good night, good morning, whatever time of the day you're watching this. Welcome to Cleaning and Organizing with Cinnamon. I first would like to apologize about the mess and stuff behind me. We're constructing our kitchen's under construction right now. So I had somebody reach out to me today that was at the point where all of us have been before, where basically you look around, you see all the stuff that you have that you don't use, and you just want to throw everything away, and you have no idea where to start. So I figured I'd give a couple of tips that might help you guys out. I've actually had a client before where we went through and organized her entire house. We went from room to room to room. So I'm going to give you a couple of guidelines to do. What you're going to do is you're going to start with your most trafficked room, the one that you guys walk through the most, because that will actually generate a lot of possessions that don't belong in that particular room. So as always, you want to start with your closets and your drawers first and organize those first, because that is where you're going to store all of your stuff. The main whole secret of being organized is to have a specific spot for everything. So, for instance, everybody always walks through the kitchen, so this would be the first place that we're going to start. We are going to be doing our cupboards. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to take everything out of them, and you're going to set them up for efficiency, which means if I'm this tall and this is the shelf that I use the most, I'm going to put whatever I'm going to use the most on here. I use coffee all the time. I just canned a bunch of tomato spaghetti sauce from our garden, and I'm not going to use these every single day. So I have a lot of work to do. I'm going to be doing this on my kitchen also, and actually my whole house. So anyways, you're going to set those up. I think the reason why a lot of people have problems setting up their own closets and everything is because when they look at their closet, they think, well, how am I going to fit this, this, and this in there? Don't think that. That is why you completely empty it out. You're going to put the stuff in the closet or in the drawer that you want there. The other stuff that's left over, you're either going to find a different spot for it, or it's basically going to be stuff that you can get rid of and you can let go. So you set up your cupboards and your closets and everything like that. When you're going through your closets and everything, you're actually going to make a couple of piles of stuff. You're going to make a pile of donate or garage sale, and then throw away, and then keep. So after you start going through stuff and you start putting them in these piles, you want to make sure that you do not let those piles get too big. Because what happens is you go through an entire closet, you have those different piles, and then you're looking at those big piles and you're like, you get discouraged. It's not a good motivation to keep going. So once they get into a small pile, you constantly will take them and put them away. So you're actually going to also have a pile of stuff that does not belong in that room. So if I'm in the kitchen, I'm setting up all my cupboards, I have all of them empty, I'm going to set them up with the stuff that I know I use. I'm going to have my piles of donate or garage sale, throw away, or keep, which the keep stuff, if this is where the spot that it's going to stay is, I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. And then I'm actually going to have that fourth pile, which is a different room. So when you get that pile, you're going to go to the different rooms, and do not get sidetracked. A lot of people will start to put this stuff away into the different rooms, and like for instance, if I'm not in the kitchen, if I'm in the living room and I start to, I get a small pile of stuff that goes into a different room, and I come out here with dishes, and then I say, oh well, I need to do the dishes. So then I stop what I'm doing in the middle of this project, I start on the dishes, and then I notice that there's groceries and some other stuff that needs to be put away, and oh my gosh, the recycling needs to be done. Do not get sidetracked. Work on one thing at a time. So I like to always say, stick to one room at a time. Do not overwhelm yourself. And when you get to that point when you just want to throw all of your stuff away, that is a time frame where you can actually be the biggest blessing to somebody. If you are going to have a garage sale with stuff, do not price everything at $5 or $2 or even $1. Go a quarter, 50 cents. It doesn't matter if you spent $20 on something, because here's the thing. You are never going to get the same amount of money that you put into something when you bought it. You're just going to have to take a loss. The most important thing is that, one, you're not using it right now, so it needs to go out of your house. Number 2, by selling it cheap, you will have somebody who will more than likely take that out of your way, and you'll at least be able to make a little bit of money. And number 3, it's a huge blessing to that person. Maybe they don't have the funds to go out and get something new, but they found it at a garage sale, at your garage sale, and that was it's just what they needed, and it was an answer to prayer, so it could be a huge blessing if you go with garage sales. If you donate it, there are plenty of places to donate any kind of categories. I never thought about this for pillows. I forget what cleaning channel it is. I just recently started watching their stuff to check out the community. And she was talking about getting rid of her pillows, and you can donate it to dog shelters, which is a fabulous idea. It's wonderful. There's a bunch of different places you can drop off books and stuff. I know that I have a lot of college books that I'm never going to read. And I think about it. I was a math major. You had to buy 2 books per semester, and they were $150 each. So that's $300 per semester in just those 2, classes. And so I look at those books and I think I spent so much money on them. It's not doing any good just sitting in my house. It's just taking up more time and taking time away from my family by having to dust it. So the less possessions you have, the more time you have for people and everything else. So I would say if you're at that point, find different places to donate stuff. They have a missions place near where I live, and they will take everything except for large appliances. So if you have cleaners that you're not even going to use anymore, and they have at least some in them, they don't even have to be full, you can donate to them. They'll use them. They'll, if you have produce from your garden that's just way too much, drop it off at these places. If you have anything that can still be used that is not completely worn, you can drop it off to these places. There's thrift stores, obviously, a lot of people go for that. But the bigger thing that you can do, the one that, maybe it'll make you even feel better to know where it goes, and that'll help you be able to get rid of it, is if you put it on Facebook. You'd be amazed at how many friends actually need some of the stuff that you would just throw away. So I would say start room by room. Do not get sidetracked. If you come across something that goes into another room, put it in that room until you get to that room. Start with your closet. Start with your drawers. Find a place for every single thing. And if it's something that you've held on for 10 years because you never made pies, but these are the best pie plates and your grandma gave it to you, well, if it's just taking up space, and if your grandma was here, she wouldn't be like, where's that pie plate? Do you still have it? And if she was, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. Gifts are supposed to be for that person. They're not supposed to be a burden. So if you're holding on to something just because it's really old or because you've had it for so long, I always like to say if something had feelings, its feelings would be hurt by you not using it or displaying it. Those are the 2 reasons we have stuff, to use it or to display it. And if you're not doing either of those, that thing's feelings would be hurt if you put it just in the box back into the closet. So if you're not using it or displaying it, find somebody who could use it or display it. Donating is a huge way to spread out all of our belongings so that we don't have all these things and this person over here doesn't have anything at all. So those are just a few of my tips that I would say to help get you at least started. Start in the most foot trafficked area. So if any of this helped you, please please subscribe, please share. That'll give me some feedback. If any little tip that I covered, if you have any questions about it or would like me to go into further detail, if you're stuck, comment. If you have some progress and you'd like to share it with somebody who would be very enthusiastic about it, please share it with me. I love to talk about cleaning and organizing, so I will definitely be having a lot more of these. This is going to be my organizing tip Tuesday, so that's my first organizing tip video, which I'm very excited to share. So hopefully it helps you. If you'd like to check out my previous video that I made, it's about what you can do in the holidays in September. You have a little bit of downtime in between holidays. This is the perfect time to do certain stuff for later holidays so that when you get to those holidays you won't be as stressed to get those things checked off of your list. So that's what that video is about. You can click right, I don't know, wherever my husband puts it. So thank you very much and happy organizing, guys. Have decorating indoors, but you don't have really decorating outdoors. You might have a few, you know, hanging up like corn stalks and that kind of stuff. So the decorating isn't as much.